Welcome to the 21st day of the 7th month of our best year ever. All right, so inspiration, when someone tells you it can't be done, it's a reflection of their limits, not yours. Right? Moment, and here comes Beth. Yay. So we are going to have introductions and who you are, how long you've been building your business, and where you're zooming in from. We'll just start with that for now, and then add to it as we want. So let's start with Kim. I think Kim, you were on first. Winner, chicken dinner. Can you unmute?
Hi, I'm Kim from Camillus, New York. I've been building my business for 4 years now.
4 years, yes. I think do you wear that color a lot? To me, it looks like an olive green. Is that what it is?
It's a greenish. I don't know exactly.
Okay, maybe it's not olive green. Maybe there's a picture I have saved for you. You're wearing that color, but
Oh, it's yeah, that one's a little darker.
okay,
I
that's
like
why.
green.
What green? Yes.
I like green.
You look good in green.
Looks
So,
good.
did anybody watch the trend report, Miranda Rain's trend report? Okay, so somebody made a graphic. I'm going to post that later tonight, probably, of all the different 10 top trends for 2025. So you've got that. And if you didn't watch it, go back and look in our wall, and I may even get it posted into something 2025. I don't know where I'll put it in so I'm calling boards. I've decided our boards is our website. Some people don't know what boards really means and like kind of weird. So it's our unit website. All right. So I will put it in our unit website. So our unit website has all kinds of folders of training and promotions and things like that. Because when we put it in our Facebook wall, as more things are added, it gets buried. And some things I save to featured as far as the monthly things, but some things you may want to go back and find later. So it will be in our website. So the trend report does have a lot of fun things to see. So then there's Beth Allen is here. Woo! Going to have you share. Come on and share. You must have, did you set a timer on your phone, Beth? Or you just figured it out on your own. You didn't have to do that, did you?
Can you hear me?
I can. There you are, girl.
Oh, I'm not. I'm going to turn my video off because it's pretty unstable.
Your internet?
Yes, Sherry, I did. Set a timer.
Sometimes that helps. I do that for other little things too. Otherwise, I forget.
Yeah, and yeah. So I'm, Beth Allen, and I haven't been working it seems like every time I come to one of these meetings, I talk about how I haven't been working my business.
Don't you worry about that. Today is a new day. We're going forward. We're looking in our windshield, not our rear view mirror, right?
I like that.
Okay. And where are you
Yeah.
zooming in from, Beth?
From home, from Baldwinsville, New York. And oh, and I usually do mention that when I do come to the meetings, that Pat Reedy was my beauty consultant for a good while, and then made me part of her team. And
exactly.
So yeah.
Very good. You've got a great leader with Pat for sure.
Yeah. So thank
she
you.
may or may not pop on. I know she's got other things going on too, but glad you are here. And you've been building your business for how long, Beth?
Boy, let's see. My son just graduated from Cornell this past May, vet school.
Cool, smart guy.
So that means he was in school for 8 years, and I started my business the first year that he went off to college. So
8 years.
yeah, like about 8 years.
That's a good way to remember it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yes.
Glad you are here. Suzanne, I
Good.
don't know if you're able to talk and introduce yourself or not.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Jones. I've been building my business now for 22 months. My first will be in March.
22 months. Yes.
Like a toddler.
You're zooming in from where?
I'm zooming in from Oneida, New York.
Yes. Okay. And she is my new techno guru. I had trouble with screen sharing in our hydrofacial, and she went into her computer and screen shared for us. So I don't even know how she did that, but I think I've got it figured out. But I'll show you tomorrow.
Okay.
But I think thank you for being here. I know you can or cannot be on screen, and that's okay. That happens. So I'm glad you're here. And then we have Colleen.
Hi, I'm Colleen Barth from Owasco, New York, and I've been in since 1995.
That's right. That's right. And who is on your team?
Merle Oswald.
Yes,
She-
she is. And she did PCP too. So that was exciting. We had 38.27%. We had 31, not quite 32 people. I wanted to do a drawing from so that happens, but we came on strong the last day, let me tell you. We we needed a lot that last day. And then people woke up and said, this is it. And so 31 of our masterpieces enrolled customers themselves, friends, family, any combination to get the spring book, to get the spring beauty magazine. Everybody here, which is great. And there'll be sometime end of February that will come to your, and as I know more, I will make sure I pass that on to you too, but pretty exciting stuff. So let's talk to Mickey Micah now.
Good evening, ladies. I'm Mickey Micah from Frankfort, New York. I've been building my business now for 34 years.
34 years. Isn't that something? Good for you. Good for you. What we're going to talk about tonight is our Boss Babe Trailblazer #2 National Sales Director Emeritus, Ann Newbury, who was she was called a Pink Pilgrim or something, or I don't know if that's what she called her group or whatever. I think it was out of Massachusetts, so it was in the New England area. But before we see that, training, I want to thank Colleen. Everybody give Colleen a round of applause or raise the roof, or where's your pom-poms? Mine are over there. So anyway, and why Colleen? She turned in her homework. If anybody else has their homework done, send it to me, okay? So the homework was from Linda Tupin, another Emeriti National Sales Director. And so you can go back and find that, I believe, in our website too. If not, I'll make sure it gets there. Let me just put Boss Babe #1.
She's awesome.
Yes, Linda Tupin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I hope you looked at that, her homework was. And it's kind of old school, not kind of, I'd say kind of, but it still works. All right. It doesn't matter. You can do Mary Kay in person, virtual, hybrid, whatever, just like people do with their jobs. But she said to pick areas, 4 to 5 areas of communities you would be willing to travel. So kind of put your town or city in the middle, and then how far are you willing to travel outside of that, and then draw a circle around that area, and then you can see where are you willing to go.
Mm-hmm.
And north, south, east, and west. Okay, so there's 4. And then so Colleen did that, and then the key people in those areas. And so you don't have any contacts yet, but that could be something that you could still ask people, your customers, Colleen, and everybody, when you figure out your 4 areas, who do you know in this town, this city? I'm looking to build in your case, Seneca Falls. So even though you don't know somebody, you have customers who do know somebody, and say, anybody you nominate, I want to reach out to them about a pamper session. and then have some little gift for her. When she says yes, you can say yes or no. When she says yes, have a gift for you for helping me to start to build in this community. So that's pretty exciting. And then people, and then you're going to share the results. So I'm really glad, Colleen, that you started thinking about that. And I think we all can do that. And with virtual appointments, I'm working my business totally virtually right now, whether they are in New York or I've got 2 names of people that are coming to Hydra sessions, I think Saturday. They live on a road, from what I know, a mile from here. And I'm like, nope, doing it all virtual. They don't know any different. They don't know where I live, and it's fine. So I'm going to go to Charleston, maybe April. I think that's when Leo's spring break is. And I'm going to take some lead jars with me. So if I drive, either way, I'll probably can take some and put them somewhere like nail salons or hair salons. And even if I'm only there, I don't know, 5 or 6 days, at the end, I'll go pick those up. Any names I have in there, bring them back here to Florida and start calling or texting them about the virtual hydrofacials. It doesn't matter. Look at that. I can be in Pensacola, Florida, and have people from Charleston or Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, that are going to get on future Hydra sessions because I just put those jars out there temporarily. Or it could be I'm talking to people. We go out to dinner if I choose to do that. So there's obviously different ways we can meet people. So it doesn't matter where they live. So just take the Spanx off your head. Who said that? I can't remember. Mickey, have you heard that phrase? Take the Spanx off your brain or something? I don't
No.
know if it was. Sounds like something Diana Sumter would say. So I'm thinking she's just a national sales director that just arrived. Meaning, think bigger. Don't think small. All right. Don't box yourself in to just one area or whatever. So that's a little bit about our homework. So go back if you didn't do it and think about it. It takes some time to think about. And I find when you just get quiet, and people might come to you, or you'll have an idea of where am I really willing to drive to? Do I want to do in person? Do I want to do virtual? Because you may just drive there. If you want to do virtual, get some lead jars put together. If you need some suggestions about that, that's in our website, but you could also call me and we could walk through it. You could just go there. I don't know, maybe it's 20, 30 minutes away. Get them out at some places and go back in a week. Even if you think people are not willing to see you in person to drive that far, that's where the virtual appointments will come in. And a place that's I've gotten the best results here. It's a little mom and pop breakfast lunch restaurant. I had 13 names after a week and a half. I'm going to go back. Well, once it stops snowing here, Snowmageddon here in Pensacola, for crying out loud. I thought it was going to be like, oh, these people, they're just like wimps. And they think a little bit is going to be I wasn't going to go out because I know they don't know how to drive in it. So I was still staying home. I thought it'll be a light dusting. We're still going to see all the grass. We're talking like 6 inches or more now.
Wow.
Shocked. I am shocked. I'm going to go get a flip-flop and put it in right here and see the measure. Like the irony of it, huh? I'm
Oh.
shocked. I mean, things
That's
have just
funny.
shut down.
That's funny.
Yes.
I got something, Sherry.
Yes, Mickey.
I have to say, when I listened to Linda Tupin, I thought it was a great idea. Of course, she's a country girl too. And one of her ideas was drawing that circle like me in the middle of Frankfurt, and which direction you want to go, even if it's a half an hour, an hour. If you get out in the country where a lot of people don't want to go, and you get yourself some customers out there, they're more likely to call you if they're on the product than to go to Ulta or Sephora.
Yes, she mentioned that. And that was a good point I hadn't really thought about. Yes.
Yes.
And there's not big department stores. There's not Ulta, Sephora, because Sephora's in Kohl's now. And that just
Yes.
annoys the heck out of me. Not a big Kohl's person, but I had to make a return, Amazon return, and you go in Kohl's and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
it's gotten bigger. The
Oh,
Sephora
yeah.
has gotten bigger. And I'm like, what the heck? But it's exactly true. Because sometimes we think, oh, country girls or whatever, they don't really think about skincare or that's not a priority. In some cases, that's true, but it's with anybody, some cases. It doesn't matter where you live. But so exactly right, Mickey. They do not want to drive 30 minutes. Maybe getting on a website's not their thing either. And they are going to love our customer service. They're going to love us mailing to them, talking to them, getting a beauty magazine in the mail to them 4 times a year. And
Yep.
they will stay loyal if we take good care of them.
Yep.
So very good point. So before we get going really quick, there's still openings for Career Conference. Career Conference is the Boston area. We have so far Suzanne, Paulette, Christine are going. My friend Jo Allen, she's flying up with me because she's got 2 people like the Buffalo, New York area. So they're going to be driving to Massachusetts area or whatever. So there's definitely room for more people. And if there's anything you want to look into, let me know. So we all stay at the same hotel. All right, Power Up, February 1st. Get your 700 wholesale in to be a part of that. That is with the National Sales Director, Mia Mason. You also can do 30 faces. If you're doing 30 faces, you're going to need to do a 700 wholesale. So it kind of goes together. Or 10 career chats. And generally, if you get 10 career chats, you're going to have a new team member. So that goes together. So there's many ways that you can get in on this call. Saturday, February 1st, 10 a.m. Eastern. This is week 5. Star Consultant on target, clean on target is $750. Congratulations, Mickey Micah. So far, the only one who is on target, $750 or more wholesale. Yay. Okay, there's people that are coming up for sure, but that's clean on target. Dream Big, that's tonight, 8 p.m. If you want to get on and hear Lisa Ann Harmon tell her story, you can. It's very inspirational, motivational. If you've got some people that are kind of curious about Mary Kay, they can get on too. It's free. They're giving away e-starts, they're giving away cash, they're giving away product. If you aren't sure how to get on, let me know. But the graphic I just posted has the Zoom ID. It's not a link in a graphic. You have to actually type in the numbers. That still will work. Okay. And then $100 days. We had Carrie McNair sold a repair set, $215. Bam, right there. Mickey, she was just going to town. She had 4 $100 days. I almost couldn't keep track, but I can keep track of something like that. That's pretty good to keep track of. So 172, 235, 184, 276. Give it up for Mickey Micah. Nice job, girl. You
Thank
were
you.
on the phone, weren't you?
Yep.
Oh, did you have a facial or your class?
I had a
Mickey.
party and a facial.
Okay, okay. Yes. So I did see that somewhere. Okay. I've got everything right here. I'm sorry, Mickey. Yes. A facial of 184, a class of 235.50. So number 3. So we keep track of weeks of $300 or more as far as recognition. Number 3 with 369, Carrie Nair. Give Carrie a hand. She'll see the replay. Number 2 with 387, Suzanne Jones. Give her a hand. She has been participating in every hydrofacial and having good sales from those. So if you are not doing that, all you have to do is get people there, get people to fill out that registration. I send them the packets. I send them the reminder text. She just has to get on. I give them the link, all that good stuff. And number 1, with a week of 868, Mickey Micah. Woohoo! You go, girl. So that is fun. Isn't Mary Kay fun when you're talking to people and they're responding to you?
And I got to say that facial that I had, it was a lady I met in the cemetery.
Did I know you met somebody in the cemetery?
Well, I told you, I don't know if you remember, but I did.
Mickey, you're amazing. Remind us real quick before we go to the video. How'd you meet somebody that's, maybe it'll come back to me. How'd you meet somebody that's?
Oh, well, of course, I went up there where my mom is, and
Yep.
this lady was there where her husband is, and we just started talking. And one thing led to it. I don't know how it came up to.
I
I'm a
remember
married.
this part, but I just didn't remember the location was the cemetery.
Yeah.
Aww.
And you know, I kept talking to her, and this lady's 84 years old. She's amazing, amazing to watch. This lady at 84 years old drives around in a her car is a oh God, a sports car. Anyways, yeah. But I
So-
was amazed with her, and I had to put her because she was going to a dermatologist, and I won't mess with somebody when they're going to a dermatologist. So I called her just before Christmas, and she says, call me after the first of the year. I called her after the first of the year. We set the date, and it was last Friday.
Okay, so people are going to ask, how did you make that transition from just chit chat in the cemetery to Mary Kay?
I don't know.
Come on, Mickey.
Well, oh, I know.
Finding out cemeteries now.
No, I said to her that she looked familiar. And that's a good come on too, that you look familiar. Have I ever had you at one of my Mary Kay parties? I've used that a lot.
That's good.
Good girl.
Good.
That's how we
That's
started
it.
talking about it.
That gets Mary Kay right in the conversation, doesn't it?
That's good.
Yep.
That's all we need to know. Okay, we can almost go home now, huh? But we're already there. Let's see about screen sharing. Let's see if I can do this and find our video. I believe I can. Yes, here we go. Once I start it, raise your hand that you can hear, okay?
Afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. My name is Ann Newbury, and I'm
Here.
Lady National Sales Director Emeritus. And I live in the Dallas, Texas area now, after having lived in several parts of this country here before. When I was a brand new beauty consultant, I was excited about the possibilities, although the only person I ever met.
If you cannot hear as well as you think you should be able to, turn up the volume on your computer, okay? Because mine is up all the way, just so you know.
That was my recruiter, who was also a sales director, between holiday visits. So she and I only met for one lunch, but all of her enthusiasm sold me on giving this a try. And thanks to a little loan from my dad to get my inventory and my showcase, I was able to pioneer the area of Richmond, Virginia, which is where we lived. And I was recruited in the Dallas area. But the most exciting thing about my commencement was that I said, I'm representing the newest and hottest thing in Dallas, Texas, in the area of skincare and makeup artistry and blah, 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 whatever it was I said that, I don't know, so many years ago. And, but the key was people were curious. I had a good range of friends, so my beginning was pretty successful for about 3 months. And then my husband decided we were going to move all the way from Richmond to Boston, Massachusetts. And I had probably turned over 3 orders of inventory. It would have been very small by your terms, but it was a lot for me at that time. And I was the only one in the city. I was the only one in the city. And I was able to recruit one of my best customers to take over the business when we moved because of my husband's job. That's usually how things worked back then. So I moved to Boston, didn't know anybody. I was expecting my 3rd child, actually. And so I was going to have 3 children under the age of 6 or 7, something like that. I lost track along the way. But I met one of my neighbors in the street walking the babies one day. And after we had moved in, a lot of snow, a lot of cold weather. And she was welcoming me to the neighborhood. And she said, you know, do you work? Do you have a job? And I said, oh, no, I don't work. And then I had to kind of jerk myself. And I said, well, actually, I represent this small cosmetics company out of Dallas, Texas. I'm sure you've never heard of it. Nobody else has. But it's called Mary Kay Cosmetics. And what I'm trained to do is to offer you a complimentary facial. You get to try everything all at one time in the privacy of your home or mine. So if you all would like to pop over for coffee tomorrow, I'd love to have you, and you can see what it's all about. There's no obligation.
Is that not perfect? That's what we can say. I represent a company, a cosmetic company out of Dallas, Texas. I've been trained to give facials so you can try the products and in your home or mine. I've been trained, so just little phrases like that you can say.
And that's the way my consultantship took root in Boston. And after, I don't know, I guess it was the better part of a year that I was doing it on and off. I'd meet people, I'd say, this is what I do. People were nice enough to say, sure, I'd love to see it. And in most cases, they bought. I mean, the product sold itself. There's no two ways about it. All I had to do was get it on their face. I truly believed in that much. So when my director called me long distance one day and encouraged me to think about the role of directorship, which I had no idea what it was. I had no idea what it entailed. I had never been to a company meeting. I didn't know anyone but her. And I kind of thought it was like a board of directors. I thought I was going to sit on some group of people and tell them what I thought every month. But that wasn't the case. And once she explained to me what the job was, and then I began to notice her paychecks in the magazine, the company newsletter. It was not colorful like it is now. It was very simple. But she was making a lot of money, and certainly for a woman. And my little family, even though we lived in a more prosperous city, the cost of living there was just as high as the potential income. So we were back where we started from. We had no money at the end of the month, no money at the end of the month. And I was going to have to make the difference. That's where you have to examine yourself as a consultant. How far, it's not a matter of how far do you intend to take this. It's a matter of what your present needs are, and are they going to grow into bigger needs later, depending upon your family lifestyle and your obligations. I had obligations. So I was willing to listen to her presentation of being a director. I didn't know how to recruit anybody. I talked my best friend into taking over the customers in Richmond. That was easy. But I didn't know how to recruit anyone, and I didn't want to overpromise or underdeliver. Again, I'd never met anyone in the company except my recruiter or seen anything. There was no videos. We had none of that. And so she just made a decision to fly up and help me. And that decision on her part would set the tone for the rest of my life. Honestly, it did. She insisted on coming quickly while we were having a hot, the live wire about it before I got cold feet. And she stayed in my home for 2 or 3 days, and anybody that I could get to come over and meet my lovely house guest and also hear about the company that I was representing, people came. I think I had 12 that were supposed to come, and actually 6 showed up. Well, the miracle was 24 hours later, 5 ladies out of those 6 had decided overnight to become consultants, and they wanted to see Carolyn one more day because she was going to do a training the next day. So once again, her influence, she charming, lovely, beautiful, intelligent, certainly professional, and it made a big difference. It did. And I wanted to be that kind of a difference going forward for whoever I had the chance to recruit. So I listened, I paid attention, I learned. She went back. I had my 3rd child born a week later. I was back on the road interviewing all the other people that I could even think of. And more than that, I had the confidence to sell the big picture, not the big picture, but just the picture of how much money you could make by the hour, what a difference you could make with your family's finances and future. I learned, I listened, and I learned. I would encourage you to do the same thing. And then be willing to tell the story. Tell the Mary Kay Cosmetics story to each and every person who's willing to sit there and have a cup of coffee and ask questions maybe, or be interested. You won't win them all. I never did. Nobody can. It's not for everybody. But until you tell the story, along with your story, what motivated you to come into it, now you have living proof that you're making money. And if you're not, that'll be my next piece of advice to you. Be willing to hold a class every day. They all won't hold, so you don't have to worry about how to fill the time, but you need to be much more booked. I know that when I had good weeks, I mean, the bank account it just showed right there, and it was like success breeds success. So multiply your actions and your intentions and follow through on all that. Otherwise, you tend to get a little, not lazy, but sluggish, and you lose confidence, and before you know it, you're losing a little belief. So the rest of it is history. But within 3 months of that visit of hers, and the 5 people she helped me recruit, I had gone on to get the rest of my team that was required to go all the way to Dallas and be a director in qualification and spend a whole week. I had a whole week of being trained by people from the office, the local sales directors in Dallas, and of course, the lady herself. That's when I met Mary Kay herself. And she spent a whole entire day teaching us, most of all, how to lead our lives and be organized and be efficient and be personable and be truthful and be honest and follow through on each and everything you promise. If a customer is expecting a delivery at 10 o'clock, do not be there at 10:15. She may have already had to run to the doctor. I mean, just learn to treat people the way you would want to be treated in all situations. So I was on my way. I never looked back. That was January of 1971. I never looked back. I went on to become a director that spring, finished my, well, not by landslides. I had the minimum number of team members and the production with a few dollars over, I guess, but we were trailblazing and we were alone. So I was having to act as the director to them as well as be the pioneer to finish the team. And then I had a wonderful 5 years. The next 5 years were just magical. We recruited, we team built. Mary Kay had taught me that my most important job would be to give my job away. So it's like, okay, I became a director, but it wasn't going to be about me anymore. It was going to be about you and you and you and anybody who thought they might want to be a director as well. And so I'm so sorry. I would hold recruiting coffees in their homes. I would do exactly for them what Carolyn had done for me without having to get on a plane and do it. So we built beyond Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont, Connecticut, and anywhere I had a team member that had grown in the business and wanted to grow, I didn't had a recruiting coffee. Sometimes we got all of them, sometimes we got one, sometimes we got none. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. It was the activity and the action and the belief that what we were doing was right that made it all so much fun and so worthwhile. And then after I was a director for 5 years, I had qualified to be a national sales director, having gone from pretty much nothing all the way to national and having a wonderful team of 30 sales directors in my area that was going to launch what was going to become not only a record-breaking, but a historic area for the northeastern part, and then the rest of the Mary Kay world. Right after I became a national, the company started talking about opening Canada. And I thought, oh, wouldn't that be exciting? It was just not that bad of a drive for me from Boston to Canada. And we had a couple of leads. A couple of my girls had contacts or extended family up there. And I mean, we were in the car before the first meeting could have taken place. Mary Kay was going to be a guest at an open house in Montreal. We were there the day before, prospecting just to come meet this lady and have a facial with us right here in the hotel. I mean, we just moved like the speed of light. If we believed it, we did it. And if someone followed us like a Pied Piper, we were thrilled. Well, that whole thing of Canada taught me about getting out of my town, out of my state, now out of my country, and bringing the opportunity to a country where women were underpaid. They were worse than America. And wasn't that exciting to give them something they could look forward to? I'm going to tell you, I wound up developing 8 national sales directors all across Canada, from one coast to the other. And those 8 went on to develop another 6 or 7. I've lost track. All I know is the Pilgrim family, as we are known to be, we are the Pink Pilgrims of New England. It's a historic group. It was a revolution, and we took our story and went as far as the world would take us. It was 11 years later after I worked in Canada. I went up there every 6 weeks, at least, for the rest of my Mary Kay career until we opened Mexico 11 years later. And I felt the draw. I had holidayed down there. I love the Mexican people. And I knew that they would just be thrilled with this. So I was on a plane as soon as the first opening guest event was announced. And Mary Kay was backstage. She looked at me and said, "What are you doing here? You're supposed to be taking care of Canada." I said, "Oh, they're well in place. We're doing great up there. Now I'm going to do Mexico." And she just blinked her eyes. And I went on to have the very first national sales director in the country of Mexico, and many more beyond her. She was an elite executive at the point of her retirement and passing on. And anyway, I could go on and on about this. Sometimes it gets almost unbelievable. But the point is, if you take a deep breath, make up your mind you want to be a star, a Mary Kay star, I promise your family that you'll do everything that you possibly can to make this work for them and your husband. You're going to enjoy the journey. That's, I promise you. Please take a deep breath. Believe that you can do anything in the world that your mind and heart will let you do. Tell your husband, "I'm out the door, but don't worry, I'll come back and I'm going to have money when I come." And then just enjoy the journey. I bless you all. Congratulations. You'll be great. And take a big bite and go on and work your way all the way to the top. You can do it. Love you.
Wow.
Wow, yeah. I gotta make sure. Is that gone? I gotta get out of there. Okay. Am I done screen sharing? I have no idea. No, I don't want to end this. Okay, we'll come back here. So, was that not amazing? Isn't
She's
just
amazing.
like, I think she made it sound easy, but I would think in some ways it's had to be more difficult because people had not heard of Mary Kay. At least here, people have heard of it. I'm getting people that haven't heard of it in a long time, or younger girls hadn't heard of it, or their moms or grandmothers that, were familiar with it, that kind of thing. But that it was a small company, and a small company based out of Dallas, Texas. So it's not even where people live necessarily, but so part of it's just how we present it. I've been trained to offer facials to people so they can try the product or experience the product in the privacy or comfort of your home or mine, however you want to, whichever way you want to offer it. And it's just saying that, and just, she made it not, there was nothing pushy about it. Definitely, she was not a pushy person. She was just being herself. And can each of you see that you could do that too? A lot of it is us holding ourselves back, I think. So it's being willing to take the chance of people saying yes versus people saying no, right? What did somebody else get out of it? Anything, little nugget or little piece or something that you'd like that made you think? Nikki?
I always thought, I remember seeing her. I don't remember if it was in Dallas or at a career conference, but I remember seeing Ann Newbury. And
Yes.
she's very refined, low key, very Southern, but
Mhm.
very low key. Whereas you get somebody like Gloria Mayfield that's all over the place,
Mhm.
that can be, but either way, they can be inspiring.
Yes. Yes. So it can be a quiet, inspiring,
Yes.
and you don't have to be a certain personality. You're right, Mickey. So thanks for
Doesn't
pointing that
matter.
out. Yes. So it is just being yourself and
Yes.
not having that, getting that limiting belief out of your head, like, oh, I've got to be like this. I've got to look a certain way or talk a certain way or have the perfect words.
Or
That's not
look the perfect 10 or like a model. It doesn't matter. Doesn't
no.
matter. I'm far from a model, but I'm
But
sincere.
yes, and that's what comes across. That's what I want all of us to be, is just sincere. Beth.
Also, her belief in the product.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
yeah, her belief in the product I thought was really important with how she um came across to people,
Right,
you
right.
know.
Definitely you want to believe in this. And I really do think every one of us should, every month, when you place an order, your next order something you haven't tried before. Order something you haven't tried before so you can try it, you can experience it and say, oh my gosh, how did I not know about this product? And then just like you share with friends or family or whatever about this restaurant that's new that you like, or this what else, hairdresser or nail salon or movie or whatever, do the same things, like, oh my gosh, I just want to tell you about this blah 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 XYZ. Trying to think. I don't have the January special deals right here, but it can be that. Look at that January special deals. Is there a product that you are not that familiar with? So go to Product Central, find out about it. Is that something that you want to order? Would that be something that would work for your skin? Have you talked to moms of teens about the new skincare line? That's something that really is still a market that needs exploring. You know, I had a girl, 14, that was on the hydrofacial last night with her mom and neighbor too. And so she had samples of that. Obviously, she didn't have the repair or any of that. So I had sent her that and talked about um, skincare for teens, that what adult women use or is not the same as what teens should be using. Not to necessarily look at the influencers and those on TikTok and Instagram and using microderm, using glycolic facial peels, because those are not good for teen skin. And both the mom and I noticed both the mom and the neighbor looked at her like, yeah, we've been trying to tell you that. And those are not products you should be using. So it was probably good to hear it from somebody other than her mom and to be able to experience products that were right for her skin. So I've got a follow-up call with that mom after this meeting. So you never know. But yes, what products haven't you tried that you want to try? And every order, just kind of challenge yourself to find one other thing. There are so many products that we have. There's bound to be something you haven't tried. And the more we try, the more we
more
use,
you
the
sell.
more, yes, the more you sell. And even if it's something that's not for you, let's say you have dry skin and it's a product for oily skin, experience it. Maybe if it's when you read up on it, you're like, that's not for me or not for my skin type, but still get a sample of it if that's available. And so you can try it on your hand, on your face, on your throat, whatever. So you can tell people who do have that skin type what it feels like and why they would like it and go from there. But really, when you get people on the repair, get people trying the repair and get repair customers, have repair sales, your reorders are just going to be booming. Okay, you take good care of those customers. Miracle Set customers are good too. But when you get them to graduate to the repair, either start on the repair or graduate from Miracle Set. And so look at your customers who are on the Miracle Set. Could they benefit? Should they benefit from the repair instead? And if they have dry skin, more mature skin, are talking about, not or looking in the mirror, not liking the face they see, say maybe it's time to graduate to the repair. Come on the hydrofacial, or here's a sample, or whatever. And sometimes people have to get it one product at a time. Obviously, we know there's a savings of $41 when they get to set. So that's where I would start. I would definitely recommend that. But many people should be on the repair who are not. So don't decide for them that they can't afford it. Don't ever do that, but introduce it to them. Plant the seed. And if you are not on the repair, that's where all of us should be. I really think that. It is the best of the best, or as I say in our hydrofacials, comparing it to a bra that is a push-up bra of skincare. All right, the repair skin push-up bra. The Miracle Set's a sports bra. The repair is the push-up bra. So
I want the push-up bra.
yes, that's what people want, the push-up bra, and they do want the push-up bra.
That's crazy.
So have fun with this. Come up with it. Nothing I say I think is original. So come up with it, or listen to other trainings. Many of the hydrofacial trainings should be on our board's website, and you can hear. I got it from Amber Town Gann, and listen to what she says. Follow it. Get on mine. My next one is Thursday. It is a daytime one. I do have daytime and evening ones, but so I have Thursday. If anybody's available, it's 12:30 Eastern. Let me know. I'll make sure you get the link. Just come on and watch. And then the one after that is Saturday. It's a Saturday, but it is at 12:30 Eastern. And sometimes we have 4 or 5 people, sometimes 1 or 2 people, but it's just getting people to try it and to be a part of it. And if you think you might want to, but it's like, what am I inviting them to? Come on and watch. It's 1 hour, and I show before and after pictures. Beth.
What are you doing on Thursday?
It's not the
Carrie?
same, not every Thursday, but this week it's a hydrofacial, a virtual hydrofacial. So they come on and they try the repair, they try charcoal mask, they try the revealing radiance facial peel. Right. And I go through all about each of the products as they're doing it. And I screen share some before and after pictures of women before the repair, after 22 days, after using the facial peel, somebody on her throat after 8 uses, the improvement in her throat. I talk about the 8 qualities of successful Mary Kay consultants. So they get a little sprinkling about marketing too. There's a place while the facial peel is on, where they have 3.5 minutes to write down, to go through their phone, give me 10 nominations, and it either goes to me if it's my person, or to you if it's your person. 10 nominations of people who would you want to recommend for a hydrofacial. And I think about who's overworked, underappreciated, is always busy. Is there somebody who's a new mom, somebody who's expecting a baby, somebody who's newly engaged, somebody with a birthday this month? So throw out some different ideas. And 10 nominations, they get 10 entries on the wheel of names. Every party, I'll do a drawing. I wait a couple days because I want to make sure I get all the nominations in, and for a prize. And then everybody is also entered in the quarterly $100 cash drawing. So the goal is 100 hydrofacials, and I want to get to them as soon as possible. And they're entered in a separate wheel of names. So different drawings, and everybody gets to sample the skincare. It's a lot of fun. And
So I could just jump on and observe, right, to
Yep.
learn.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
how do I
Just
I'm-
let me know, text me later, which one you want to come to, Thursday or Saturday, and
okay.
then we'll go from there.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Thank you.
So in the meantime, people, go through your phones. Who have you not facialed in a year? Who is a customer but has kind of fallen off the skincare? She's only ordering like the cleanser maybe, or one product. Those are people you want to ask to get on a hydrofacial. So it doesn't have to be new people. It can be like those people I just suggested, but also It could be new people, people that you never facialed. You were going to, you never really connected to get the date. So there's a lot of people out there who does have January birthdays. Start looking who has February birthdays. Who are your February Facebook birthday friends on Facebook? They can be people too that you can ask. So there's a lot. You will be surprised. I have so many people I have not gotten back to that I'm going to keep connecting with. So we have people. We just want to get our ask out, our ASK. Get our ask out. We're not asking enough. And I found that once I started upping my numbers of how many people I'm asking, and you'll be surprised. And then it just starts to snowball when you get those nominations. And that just makes it more fun. We're just meeting people and friends of friends. They're all just like us. And then you get different age groups. I had somebody 26 on yesterday. And I was just excited. I want people, younger people too. I want people of all ages in our my customer base, in our unit. So we've got a lot of opportunity. We have a lot of opportunity here. So, if you have fun with it and just like, who is fun? Who do I want to talk to that's fun? Start there and get out of your head. I think when we get in our head and we overthink it, that's when we procrastinate and like, oh, she's going to say no, or oh, she likes what she has, or blah, 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 blah. We don't know until we ask them. We can't make those decisions for them, can we? So I hope you liked the training tonight. And Newbury is very motivating, very inspiring. I'll make sure the link from last week is on. I'll get that up. I'll get Linda Tupin's homework up and tonight. So you can all rewatch it if you want. And if you haven't watched the trend report, Miranda Raines, I posted that maybe a week ago. Oh, and so I also just posted tomorrow, Wednesday, there is consultant training. It is not new consultant training. It's for anybody. It is at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's through Janice Trude. She's a national sales director out of someplace in Texas. And so what I just posted it. What I liked is what we're talking, or she's talking about, whoever's talking. This is my first time working with her. But once a month, she does consultant training. And like I said, I just posted the graphic. I'm gonna look real quick. Sorry, real quick. Okay. And training on getting your appointments to hold, what to say, not to say, making your appointments hold. All right. If you've come up with any cancellations, postponements, we all have at some point, this is going to be good. It's for consultants only. It is not a guest event. And there's also free product giveaway. Kendra Scott, Kate Spade, pretty nice giveaways, huh? So it's a consultant training. I don't know how long it is. My guess is an hour, but I've never been doing this one, but I'm going to be on because I want to see what it's all about. And it's something that I have made available to everybody in our unit. So check out that graphic in our masterpiece page. Thank you. Thank you for all being here. Okay. Yay. Keep coming back. When you come and then I don't see some people for months, I just think, well, I must have been too boring that night. So I've got to jazz it up. Whatever. I don't.
Not at all. Not at all.
Everybody has life, that's for sure. So thank you. Have a great night. Stay warm.
Thank you.
Okay?
Good to see everyone. Thank you.
Yes, it
Bye-bye.
Bye for
Thank
now.
you.
Good night, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.